Here it is, guys, another 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe. This is the last trim that I haven't done on my channel yet. This is the XRT. And today, thanks to Gettle Hyundai of Lakewood, Florida, I'm going to be able to take in a complete tour, show you some of the specific feature that this vehicle has that none of the other trims have, and we're going to take it for a spin at the end of this video. So if you like watching videos like this, check out the rest of my channel, hit that subscribe button, give me the like, and turn on that bell notification ring bell so you won't miss any of the videos that are coming out. And now let's get back to this 2024 Hyundai Santa Fe has been completely redesigned, and I have already done the base SE, the SEL, the Limited, and calligraphy, leaving the XRT as the only trim that I haven't looked at on my channel. Most of them are going to look very similar, if not identical, on the exterior, and the XRT trim sits in between the SEL and the Limited, having most of the SEL components with some additions. We're going to take a look at that and see what we have. As far as the design, you still have this very nice and flat hood with a slight bulge right here in the middle, satin black as far as the Hyundai logo, and then the lights. Now the lights have been redesigned. They all have LED lights, LED daytime running lights, and turn signals, and you have this LED light bar right here in the middle. Also this kind of a smoked chrome trim pieces. Now on the higher trim levels, you have the piano black that goes all the way down here. This is all matte black as far as the color on this particular one. You have the curtains on the side. You also have these louvers that open up as you start this vehicle. Let's see if we can do that, because you can actually start it from the remote. So let's lock it, hit that remote start button, and let's see if we can get these. Yep, there you go. See, they're opening up. That allows more air to get into the engine compartment to cool it down as needed. Turn this off right now, and if you're wondering what powers up this thing, well, let's pop the hood and find out. Underneath the hood, we'll find a 2.5-liter four-cylinder turbocharged engine producing 277 horsepower and 311 foot-pounds of torque. Made it to a dual-clutch 8-speed automatic transmission. The hood is nicely propped up by the struts on each side. You have some sound insulation in here, so there's really no difference on anything here than on the other trims. As we go around this vehicle, you can see that it sits slightly higher than the non-XRT trim level, about 1.3 inches higher to be exact, because that's the difference in the ground clearance, and that's largely due to the tire size. So let's see what we have. So we have the XRT exclusive rims. Those are 18-inch black rims. Size of the tires 245 by 60 on the 18-inch rim. As you can see, everything down here at the bottom is matte black. Now Santa Fe trim on the side, and you have the piano black mirror cap with the turn signal and the blind spot assist. We also have the smart entry system, allows you to lock and unlock this vehicle as long as the key is somewhere on you, and everything around the windows is blacked out. Now, one thing that you don't see on the SEL, but you only find on the XRT and the calligraphy edition, is this C-pillar assist handle. So what is it for? Well, if you need to grab something from the roof rails on top, you can actually grab onto it. Now this is locked and it's lockable, and they didn't give me the valet key, so I can't show it to you, but look at my calligraphy video. I'm presenting it there. So you can unlock it by sticking your valet key in here, twisting it. It's going to release this handle, so you going to be able to grab on and step on top of the tire if you want to, just to grab something from the roof racks. And let's take a look at the back of this vehicle. So there's no differences as far as the look than, let's say, the SEL trim. We still have the LED tail lamps, and again, the letter H. Now some people say, hey, I'm obsessed with the letter H. Not me, Hyundai is. You have the XRT trim on the right hand side, H-Track, which is all-wheel drive, is standard on all the XRT models. Santa Fe spelled out. You have the rear view camera, hatch release button as it says over here, big reflector lights and the reverse lights down here at the bottom, and you have the one exhaust on the right hand side. Now right on top, you have the third brake light. That wiper is actually hidden underneath here. I'm gonna open this up to see how much room we have, but one thing that I want to mention is also the towing capacity is increased on the XRT. It goes from 3,500 pounds to 4,500 pounds. So if you need to tow something, that might be the trim for you. As you can see, I have all of the goodies removed so I can show you what the roominess is behind the third row seat. Now, up on top of the gate, which opens really nice and tall, you can adjust it, by the way, you have the gate opening and closing, and you can hit that lock button and walk away, and that's going to lock it for you in addition to that. So behind the third row seat, we only have about 13 cubic feet or so as far as the room, so not a whole lot, but it's still pretty decent as far as the size of the vehicle. And of course, we can fold down the seats. Before we do that, let's check this out. So we have the tools to remove the tire, which is, by the way, on this trim, it's actually located underneath this vehicle, and so you can take the tire off with the included tools. You can fold down the third row seat by pulling on the strap and letting it go. And let's check it out and see what we have in the third passenger seat. So on the right hand side, you see the controls for the vent, and you can turn on the rear AC on and off, and as well as you have a regular household power outlet also on the right hand side. You have two buttons, and that's gonna let you fold down the middle row seats, and this is how much room you have with the seats folded down. And again, on the right hand side and left hand side, I should say, we have the power outlet, and we have the vents for the third row passenger, as well as the cup holders. If you remember, on the higher trim levels, we also had the USB Type-C, which we don't have on this one, but this is how much room we have for cargo. Well, let's take a look at the interior. Starting with the rear door panel, let's see what we have. So we have, this is nicely padded. There's no sunshade like we've seen on the higher trim levels, but this is nice trim, kind of this aluminum looking trim. This is nicely padded for your armrest, and we have two big cup holders, one smaller one at the bottom here. Non-branded stereo like we've seen on the higher trim levels. You have the Bose one, and this is how you fold up the seats. And if you need to get into the third row seat, move them out of the way, basically push this button right on top, and see, it releases the bottom of the seat. Now, I've done all three of them where I got into the third row seat. This one has some stuff in here, so I'm not going to do that, but I gotta tell you, I actually can fit. I'm almost 6 feet tall. I can fit in the third row seat for a shorter trips. I wouldn't do it for a cross-country journey or anything like this. Let's move the seat out of the way. Now let's see what else is here. So we have the USB Type-C in the seat backs. We have some seat back storage, and just like all the trims, we have the ability to open this console from the front or from the back. We also have some storage as far as this drawer from down here, and we have your own vents on the pillars right here. And here's the situation in the middle row seat. So I have plenty of headroom, shoulder room, and knee room. I'm almost 6 feet tall, 5'11" and a half. This seat is adjusted pretty much all the way to the back, and I still have enough room sitting behind it. Now, this middle seat is adjustable as well, so I can move it forward and back in case I need to compromise and give the rear passenger a little bit of room. And of course, we have the reclining option on here as well, so no shortage as far as the roominess here. One of the things I do in my videos is I always listen to the sound of the closing door. Some people ask me why. Well, the heavier the door, the better built, the better it sounds, right? So let's listen to this. Boom. And this is a pretty solid thud. It's a pretty heavy door, and on the inside we have basically the same thing as on the rear door panel. So this is nicely trimmed. This is that aluminum looking trim, and we have nicely padded armrest. We have the window mirror lock controls, a bit more storage down here. And on the driver's side, you have the power adjustments on the seat. On the passenger side, you have the manual adjustment on the seat. Nicer trimmed seats. This is the H-Trax material, so this is not real leather, more of a leatherette XRT, embossed in the back of the seat itself. Steering wheel is tilt and telescoping, and on the left hand side of it, we have the electronic parking brake dimmer. We have the ability to open the rear tailgate. You have the tow button and the traction control that you can turn off. Let's jump inside. I'll show you the rest of it. So here's the interior of this 2024 Santa Fe XRT. It closely resembles the SEL trim level that I've done already. Let's take a look and see what we have. So on the right hand side, you have two glove boxes, one on top and one at the bottom. So if you need more storage, you can certainly do that. Now on the higher trim levels, you have the UVC light to disinfect your phone. You don't have it on this one. However, I like this trim, kind of mimics the carbon fiber. It looks good. You also have this big vents all the way on the right hand side and this trim that's kind of connecting the two, but the air conditioning feels nice and cold in here. This is softer touch materials. This is not this cheap hard plastic. No head-up display. On this model you have two screens, so let's talk about this. This is the 12.3-inch screen. This is your infotainment system, and this is your digital display, digital instrument cluster. But the only part that can be customized is this little tiny screen in the middle. That's why on Hyundai's website it says 4.2 or 4.7-inch screen. You can see these lights blinking. They're actually not blinking when you look at it. You can't see that, but the camera picks it up. This is your attention assist. Nice, what looks like leather wrapped steering wheel, thicker in the right places, feels good to the touch. And on the left hand side you have the menu button, and you have the up and down OK, kind of to select the feature, lane keep assist, and the cruise control. Pedal shifter right here in the back, ... that means H in Morse code. And you have the mode and start button, which are customizable, voice control. Then you have the volume and mute button. Now behind here, let's talk about this. This is the shifter. All right, let me go on the side here. This is the new style shifter that pretty much all of the Santa Fe's or new Hyundais have. In order to go into drive, you go up. To reverse, you go down. And to park, you push the P. So that's kind of going to take you into park. Now in the middle here, you see those lights blinking. The camera picks it up. I can't see it with my eyes, but this is your attention assist. And let's see what we can customize right here in the middle with displays here. So first of all, we have navigation that you can put inside of here. You also have the lane keep assist. You have some info, and you can scroll up and down. Tire pressure, you have to drive to display, and this is also displays of where the power is going. Now we're standing, so obviously the power is not going anywhere. And then of course you have the speedometer on the left hand side, tachometer on the right hand side, and you have the fuel gauge, temperature gauge on the other side. Let's see if the drive modes are connected to the display, and they're not. So normal, sport, my drive, and snow, and you can actually connect it to the drive mode. So the display slightly changes, very little, just the color, and that's it. So 12.3-inch instrument cluster, or should say infotainment system. We've seen this before. Standard navigation system, even on the XRT. But if you don't like to use the built-in one, you have the ability to use your Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. As far as the radio or the media, you have the FM, AM, Sirius, XM. You go back from here. Your phone projection, you can connect the Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, either with the wire or wireless. Valet mode, Hyundai Pay setup. Well, we can do everything with this car right now. You can shop with it, I guess. Setup, you have tons of different features that you can set up. I covered most of it in my other Santa Fe videos, so you can refer back to that. But the ones that I like to point out, the cluster theme selection right now, if we click link to the drive mode, and we're in the drive sports drive mode, so you can see it's a red one. If you go to my drive, snow, or normal, that doesn't change. So sport is the only one that makes it look a little bit different, but that's where you do it. Another thing people also ask as far as the buttons, so you have a button and you can customize the buttons on the navigation, steering wheel, mode button. And as you can see, if I put the custom button on the steering wheel, we have these options that can be changed. So home map, reroute, cancel route, media on off, quiet mode, driver assistance settings, etc. The mode button, you have the Bluetooth audio, Amazon Music, phone projection, sounds of nature. USB music, FM, AM, Sirius XM. And then you can also customize the up and down button on the steering wheel to change favorite stations or change station frequency. Volume tune knob can be moved from right to left as needed. And this is pretty much your infotainment system. I actually like this interface a lot. You know, I think Hyundai done a great job developing it. One thing that we want to check out also is the rear view camera. So this one doesn't have a 360, but the camera itself, it's really nice. It's nice, vivid colors. Okay, you have several different angles. You know, you have the top down for your towing if you wanted to. You have the wide angle, narrow angle, with the trajectory lines that are moving as you turn the steering wheel. Put it back in park, and this is your infotainment system. And scroll down here, you have another screen. I apologize it's so shiny, but that's the beauty of the technology right now. But you can notice the middle of it, the one that actually displays the screen, is nice and satin, so still shows you some of the fingerprints, but not as bad. But right on top you have the shortcut buttons, so home, mat, search media, etc. So if you don't want to, you know, use the touchscreen, you can actually hit home, and that's going to take you to the main screen all the time. So in case you get lost, this is what it is. Map, it's going to get you to map, etc. This is your volume button, and then you have the seek track. Again, this is a custom button that you can set up yourself. You have the automatic climate control, okay, and you have the dual zone climate control. So you have different temperature for driver and passenger, heated seats, no ventilated seats, and no heated steering wheel on this vehicle. Some shortcuts for the climate control. And then you have the auto hold feature, drive mode, four-wheel drive lock, because this is an H-track, remember. And we have the automatic start stop feature that you can turn on or off. Hill descent assist. You have the parking camera, the parking sensors down here. USB type C. This is for charging and data. This is for charging only, and you can turn on your wireless charger. Again, big cup holders, and this can be accessed from the front and from the back, as you've seen from the back. And down underneath here you also have storage and an additional power outlet. And then scrolling up on top, you have the regular mirror, nothing too special or crazy about it, so we don't have the HomeLink system built in here. And then we have the sunroof, regular sunroof, but not dual pane sunroof as we had on the Calligraphy edition. And then you have the light controls, nice LED lights even on this semi-base trim. And you have the SOS button in case you need some help. I believe you still have to be connected to the Blue Link, which Hyundai gives you that, you know, at no charge for.
Please say the name of the service.
And okay, so I guess I hit that somehow. Anyway, so you have the big mirror in here. The illumination is right on top in case you need it. And this is the interior of this 2024 XRT Santa Fe. Let's take it for a spin. Ready to take it for a spin. The vehicle is running, but let's go through some of the pricing, because I think that might be important. So the Santa Fe starts with the SE model at $33,950, SEL $36,450, XRT $40,600, standard with all-wheel drive, a limited $43,350, and the Calligraphy at $46,500. All of those vehicles are available with either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. The only one that comes only with the all-wheel drive is the XRT, and that's what I'm sitting in right now. Really excited to take it for a spin, because all of the other trims that I've done were front-wheel drive vehicles, which is nothing bad, especially here in Florida. We don't really need the all-wheel drive, but for some reason it feels different when you have all four wheels getting the power. I'm gonna drive right here on this gravel sandy road in this park here, because this vehicle is definitely made to take you slightly off the beaten path. And I say slightly because I don't think that I would actually go and do boulder climbing or anything like this. But if you are going camping and if you need that extra grip, that extra traction, you'll definitely get it out of this. I like the engine. on this vehicle. I've tested all of them. They all come with the same engine, other than the hybrids. Of course, the hybrids are coming in later. They're going to have the 1.6 liter turbocharged hybrid engine. This is the 2.5 turbocharged engine that we've tested on the other trims. So I like the acceleration. It's the dual clutch 8-speed automatic transmission, performs really well. I'm in the sport mode, and as I get on the main road, we're gonna do a bit of an acceleration. I'm about to get to the main road, and we're gonna do some of the acceleration tests. But what I want to hear too is the tire noise. These are more aggressive tires. These are not the same tires as we have on the other trims, and I can hear a little bit of a hum right here in this park road, and of course we're low speed. On the main street, there's going to be a part of this main road that's kind of a crappy surface, so we're going to hear it a lot more. But then it's going to go into the better pavement, and we're going to see if there's any difference. All right, I can hear the hum. Better surface. Still hear it. So definitely more pronounced on this model than on any other trim on the Santa Fe. So if that's something that would bother you, then definitely check out the other tire choices maybe. But if you don't mind, one thing to turn it off or not to listen to it is to turn up the radio, right? It's going to eliminate that excessive noise. So as far as the visibility, it's really nice. Big windshield, corner mirrors, decent size mirrors on the side. Let's see how the suspension handles cornering here. So we're going to do 180. All right, so we have a little bit of a body lean here, but not too bad. And, I'm going to stop in here and do a little off the line acceleration, nothing too crazy. Okay, all right, all-wheel drive. Now I have this set up so I can see where the power is going to. Of course, more to the front, a little bit less to the rear, but as you take off, all wheels are getting the same power, and I like it. Definitely different feel than on the front wheel drive vehicle, kind of feels more planted on the road. The acceleration is good, right? I mean, it's not great, but again, it's not a sporty vehicle. I think it's much better than some of the competitors. I have a sticker right here. Let's talk about the gas mileage, because the XRTs get slightly less gas mileage, 19 in the city, 26 on the expressway. I mean, still pretty good. This is not a hybrid. The hybrids are going to have a better gas mileage. I'm going to check that out in separate videos as they start coming into the dealerships. Let me know, guys, what do you think about it? Do you like this XRT trim, or maybe you'll choose a different one? I've recently done a calligraphy, very impressed with all of the luxury features, but it was also about $50,000. Well, about $5,000 more than this. This one is $42,996, about $7,000 more than the XRT. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I hope you'll learn one thing in this video, and if you did, help me grow this channel by hitting that subscribe button, like button, turn on that bell notification, ring bell, so you won't miss any of the content that's coming out. And until then, I'll see you in my next video. Cheers.